I've had the same Apple Music library since 2006. Because of this, I can track how long I've listened to music for my entire life. So here's my top 10 most listened to albums ever. At the fifth spot is Def Grip's The Money Store's 6 days and 14 hours spent listening, which is the highest placing Def Grips album on this list. I was listening to this album when it was brand new and it leaked online about a week before it was due to come out. Of all the Def Grips albums, this one is absolutely the most catchy. Almost every single song on this album has a super memorable hook, and half the tracks are pretty much Def Grip's best ever. Like, you have Get Got, The Fever, Lost Boys, Hacker, and so many more. I think Def Grips did a really good job of having a production style that doesn't sound dated at all. Like, this came out in 2012, which was like peak bro step, and I remember a lot of people meme online that Def Grips was nothing but a homeless man screaming over dubstep, but it's really not that. In the fourth spot and the first strike for my 15-year-old self is Radiohead's Kid A with 6 days and 19 hours spent listening. This is probably the Radiohead album I'd be most likely to return to these days, even though I don't really listen to them now. The title track on this album is definitely one of my favourite Radiohead songs ever. It's just so strange that you have to wonder how they actually came up with it, and How to Disappear Completely is probably one of the most depressing songs ever. It's fantastic. I have this album on this strange like 10-inch edition, so it's a gatefold that's smaller than average, and I remember I bought this at the store Other Music in 2015, which is in New York, and that's where like members of Animal Collective used to work. It's shut down now. In the third spot is the greatest album of the 2020s, Rainbow Bridge Free by Cemetery. After Def Grip stopped releasing music in 2018, I spent a lot of time wondering just when will something come around that will hit me the same. When I discovered Cemetery, it was like someone had read my mind exactly and made the perfect type of music that I wanted to hear. I remember I knew about him for a year or two before I actually sat down and listened to him, and I thought like this is an idea that couldn't possibly work. And when I actually listened, I was so disappointed in myself for not getting into him sooner. This album is absolutely blown out to shit in an absolutely perfect way. Despite its sound, it's really well produced. And if you think you don't like this album, I just know damn well that you haven't listened to it enough to really get it. Next up is OK Computer by Radiohead with 7 days and 14 hours spent listening, the revenge of my 15-year-old self. I remember I went well out of my way to listen to every single track on this album 100 times, and I really like some of the B-sides like Polyethylene, which was used in a Jason Dill skate video. I kind of don't have a ton to say about this album because speaking about it just seems kind of blasé, like we all know Radiohead are pretty good, right? At number 1 with an absolutely insane 8 days and 12 hours spent listening is an album that only just came out last year. I'm of course talking about Cold Visions by Blade. It's honestly Blade's best album. I'm sorry to the Ever Since and Ice Dancer kids, but it's true. Also, Red Light is not in the top 3, and this isn't a conclusion that I've just sort of come to after a few plays of each album. I promise you I've done intense Blade research over the years, and my opinion is as close to fact as possible. I just absolutely love this album, like 30 tracks and Blade absolutely nailed it, except for maybe like DOA. Flatline is absolutely Blade's best song ever, and I've played it 633 times, making it my most played song ever.